Welcome. In this episode, we will discuss virtual machine scale set and how to monitor and optimize the performance of your virtual machines using Azure Monitor. So let's get started. First, let's talk about virtual machine scale set. Well, virtual machine scale set is very important functionality or service given by Azure. It automatically scale your virtual machine based on request or demand. Here's how it actually works. Well, the VMSS automatically adjusts your numbers of VMs. So more virtual machines will be added, and then when the demand goes down, it will be removed. So that is your horizontal scaling. This will be done to ensure that your applications can handle varying traffic loads or requests effectively. They integrate this with a load balancer in the front to distribute incoming traffic across all the available VMs in the backend pool, ensuring high availability and consistent performance even during heavy traffic spikes. The next component is Azure Monitor for performance. So now let's make sure you understand this as well. Well, this is used to ensure that your VMs are always performing optimally. We use Azure Monitor to monitor uh, or to get a comprehensive view of the health and performance of your virtual machines or virtual machine scale set by tracking some metrics like CPU percentage or CPU usage, memory usage or available memory, disk speeds or disk I/O operations, and many more like that. By monitoring these metrics, you can ensure your VM or VMs are operating within their optimal range. Plus, you can also set up alerts that will notify you if performance degrades or the threshold is actually reached. This allows you to proactively address performance issues before they actually impact your users or your productivity. Next, autoscaling is also a key benefit of virtual machine scale set itself. You can configure autoscaling rules based on real-time metrics such as CPU load or memory usage, and many more. This means your application can scale when the traffic is high and then scale back down when the demand decreases, optimizing both performance and cost efficiently. Integrated monitoring, well, to gain in-depth insights into your VM performance, you can integrate Azure Monitor with log analytics. This combines both logs plus insight, that is your performance metrics. Well, with this, you can analyze performance trends, which will identify any bottlenecks or issues. You can also find opportunities for further optimizations. Well, by continuously monitoring your virtual machine scale sets and adjusting the machine performance or tweaking the machine performance as needed, you can keep performance at its peak levels and ensure a seamless experience for your users or your customers. Now let's move to lab, where we will apply all these technologies. We will see how to create a scale set and how the scaling actually works. We will also configure the scaling rules. So I will see you in the lab. Hey, welcome to your next lab. In this lab, we will check out the concept called scaling of your virtual machine. Remember, scaling can be done in two directions, vertically or horizontally. In this one, this lab, we will discuss one direction. Now you tell me, if we increase the configuration of your VM, let's say we make it more powerful by adding more RAM, by adding multiple cores for the CPU, what kind of scaling are we doing? Are we doing horizontally or are we doing vertically? Well, in this case, we are doing vertically. Means we are increasing the power of the single machine. So that is actually very easy to do with the virtual machine. Basically, you have to go to the virtual machine. This is my machine. Right now, you can see it's using one CPU and 3.5 gigabits of RAM. This is not that fast. If I just, let's say I click here, I create something, it's laggy. See, I clicked it. It's pretty laggy. Let's say I want to open Edge. I already clicked it. It's just taking time. So not a good and fast system, but we can fix it by scaling it up. See, it's not responding quickly enough. No, I'm not impressed. So how can you scale this machine? Well, you will go to the machine, then you will go to setting. Oh, not setting. You will go to where is scaling? Yes, scaling, availability plus scale. And then you will click on size. Over here, you will select a size which gives more power to this machine. You can also filter it up. You can just say, I want 8 cores, let's say. Minimum 4, maximum 8 cores. This is good enough with 28 gigabits of RAM. I will select this and click on resize. Well, remember when you resize, your machine will be turned off and so there will be an interruption in your service. So I just clicked on DS4 V2. Now this is resizing the machine. In the meantime, you can see the machine have to get off. So right now it's shutting down. Once it is off, the resize process will initiate. And then when it's finished, we have to start the machine and then we'll check the performance. So it's still going on. All right, so resizing is done. It took at least 10-15 minutes for me. Yeah, this can take some time. Let's go to overview page, and as you can see, it is changed. And the machine is also started. Let's copy the public IP and try to connect with it. Perfect. All right, here is my machine. Let's see the snappiness. Okay, as you can see, if I just click it, here we go. Let's open the File Explorer. Pretty good. Let's open any other application I have. How about Paint 3D? Yeah, it's pretty snappy. And we can confirm this if I go to Properties. I don't have to go to Device Manager. Let's go to Task Manager, sorry. Task Manager. And here we go. How many cores we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. And how much memory? 28 gigs. So now we scaled our machine. The machine is performing like better now. So that was it for this lab. In the next lab, we will see how we can scale it in the other direction, where we can create multiple VM instances. When the demand goes up, more instances will be created. When the demand goes down, those instances will be removed. All right, thank you. All right, welcome to your next lab. In this lab, we will again scale our machine, but in the opposite direction. Instead of increasing the power of the single instance, we will create more instances. And for that, you use a service called Azure Virtual Machine Scale Set. So let's find our VMSS, Virtual Machine Scale Set. Click on it. As you can see, I don't have any virtual machines or even a virtual machine scale set. So let's create one. Click on Create. Remember, creating a virtual machine scale set is just same as creating any other virtual machine with just few extra configurable items. So I will select my resource group. Don't worry about that. That is the old machine which I deleted. I will select my resource group and give this machine a scale, name, VM. Don't put any 0 or 2 in front of it, because when Azure will scale your machines and create more instances, Azure will automatically number it, give a different or unique name. Now, the orchestration. I will use flexible. That is, used if you want to achieve high availability at scale with identical or multiple virtual machines. You will use uniform if you are optimizing a large-scale stateless workload, means all the instances are the same for containers, basically. I will use flexible. Security, again, I will keep it standard. Now, how do you want to scale? Well, you can actually scale manually, where if the demand goes up, you will come here to virtual machine scale set and slide the slider and decide how many more instances you want, and then Azure will create it. Then you have the better option, that is Autoscale. You will set a condition. If the condition is there, or the condition is actually met by the demand, then new instances will be created automatically. And then you have no scaling profile, which means, yes, you can create more instances, but for every instance, you have to create a brand new machine from scratch. So the most advanced is autoscaling, which you need to learn. Now you have the scaling configuration, kind of a policy which tells how to scale. So I will click on configure. So we have a default condition. You can add more or you can even delete it, but we will just quickly edit the default condition. So you click on edit. Now, how do you want to scale? I want it to scale automatically, and I want to start with only one instance. Then, how many instances I want? Maximum. So the cap will be, let's say, 5. Okay? The minimum count must be less than the maximum. Oh, sorry, this is the minimum. So I'll just say 1, and maximum it will go to 5. So it will start with 1 instance and it will scale to 5. 5 is a hard cap. When do you want to scale out? Well, I want to scale out if the machine hits, or CPU hits, 80% threshold. Now, once the machine hits 80%, how many machines you want to deploy at that condition? Do you want to scale 1 by 1, or 2 at a time, or 3 at a time? You can decide that. I will go with 1 by 1. Now, if the load goes up, the load will also go down. So what will be your scale in policy? So I say if the threshold is below 20%, then it should decrease. Perfect, and decrease by 1. Now, the query duration, the minimum is 5 minutes. This means that Azure will not scale even if there's a spike in usage. The computers can go up to 100% as well for maybe a second or two. But every time there is a spike, if Azure is creating a new instance, it's a waste of resources and it is not efficient. So Azure will actually check the average of the last 5 minutes, and if the average is above the threshold, only then the scaling will happen. So this is what you configure over here. I'll save it. Perfect. Now, what do you want to install? I'm okay with Windows 10. Size DS1 V2 is good enough. It's not that powerful, but for the demo, it will work. Username, NITA admin. This is a local admin account. Perfect. Next. Do you want any spot discount? No, not really. Disk, I'm happy with standard hard drive. Network. Yes, you need a network, and the network must have enough IP addresses available so that even if you scale to your maximum level, you still have IPs available. So our scaling will go till 5, and I have 200 plus IPs, so this is good enough. Now management, I will set it manual, no need for monitoring it. And create. So I'm just configuring a very simple scale set right now. All right, so my scale set is now being deployed. Once it is deployed, I will connect with my machine, and then we will run some sort of workload to increase the CPU utilization above 80%. And we will wait for 5 minutes. If everything is true, then after 5 minutes, new instances must be created by Azure automatically. So I'll wait for deployment to complete. All right, the scale set is ready. Let's go to our machine. Now this is our machine, and that's the public IP. As you can see, the machine has some name in front of it. Even if I go to scale set, of course, this is my NITA VM. And how many instances? Just one right now running. So let's connect with this. Oh, I need NSG again. I always forget this. So we can create an NSG, and we can do it for the whole subnet. Why not? This way you can also learn NSG. Click here. I will create a new one. I will call it new NSG. Resource group will be this. Next. Don't worry. Review it and create. Perfect, done. Let's go to resource and create a rule inside this NSG. I will add a rule for RDP. Done. Now I will connect this with not just one virtual network, because when virtual machine scale set will create more VMs, so there will be more network cards. So I will connect this NSG with the whole subnet. So it will allow the RDP request to go through the subnet to all the machines. Yes, this subnet and this network. Perfect. Now this NSG will get inherited to all the machines, and we should get access to this machine. I will give it like 2 minutes. And then we'll try to connect again. All right, let's try to connect. And here we go. NITA admin. Connect. Now, once I'm connected, I will go to a browser and download a simple benchmarking software. And I will run the benchmark. Benchmark will stress the CPU to its 100%. So that can be the easiest way to overload your machine. Remember, the task is not to see how to run a benchmarking on a machine and how to create NSG. The task was to see the scaling. Now, to see that, I have to put stress on it. And to put stress on this machine, I have to install the software. And to install the software, I need to connect with this machine. And again, to connect with this machine, I had to create the RDP rule in the NSG. So I'll wait for this machine to boot up. All right, we are in the machine right now, and I will search for heavy load with Jam software. So that is what I'm going for. Oh, this machine is so slow. I already typed it. So there is actually a simple benchmarking software called Heavy Load by Jam Software. Download it, and I will run it. All right, that's what I'm talking about. So this is a software, and I will just download it. It's a free one, and then I will install it. Install 64-bit, yes. Perfect. And now let's install it. All right, I'm installing it now. Almost done. And I will launch it. And that's it. Now I will uncheck the CPU. I just want to stress the CPU. Sorry, I will uncheck the GPU. I only want to stress the CPU here. Start. Continue. And now my CPU is at 100%. I will wait for 5-10 minutes, not 5-10. I will wait for like 5-6 minutes, and then we'll go back and check if more instances gets created automatically. So that is the whole lab. All right, let's go back and let's refresh. As you can see, new instances are being created now. This will keep on going. If I don't stop that heavy load on one machine, it will keep on going till 5 instances. That is the cap. So our scaling is working. That's perfect. Now, let me stop my stress test and let's wait for, again, 5-10 minutes. And then you should see that instances are being deleted one by one. So I stopped my stress test. Now, if we go to Task Manager, here, performance. Yeah, my machine is still at 100, but it will come down. I just stopped the stress test. Remember, this machine is not super powerful, so it still needs some time to relax and come down. And then you will see machines will be removed automatically. All right, as you can see, now it's coming down. It has 9, 7, it's hovering about like under 10. Still, there are some spikes if we see that. But I will not touch this machine now, and I will let it relax for like 10 minutes. All right, let's go back and refresh, and here we go. Our machines are gone. So this is how your scaling actually happens automatically. Of course, you have to configure it correctly. So with this lab is also over, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Welcome back. I hope the lab was easy to actually understand. Now you know that virtual machine skill set is such a powerful tool which allows you to create a structure with your scaling rules which will automatically scale your machines or your workloads if the demand goes up. Remember, you can also scale manually if you want. Plus, there are two directions. You can scale horizontally. Plus, it is also possible to scale vertically. Now, to summarize this episode, I will say that VM scale set allows you to scale your VMs automatically based on demand, ensuring high availability and cost efficiency. Azure Monitor provides performance metrics like CPU usage, memory utilization, and disk input-output speeds, or I will say throughput. This will help you to track your virtual machine health and address any performance issues proactively. Well, auto-scaling rules also help you to handle peak traffic and adjust capacity based on real-time data. Integrating monitoring with log analytics provide deeper insight to optimize performance further. With these tools, you can scale and optimize your virtual machines for the best performance, cost saving, and high availability. That's it for this episode. I will see you in the next episode. Take care.